everybody, and welcome to another game review by JJ Game Reviews. I'm here to review Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix for the PS3. Now, one quick note here to tell everybody. I'm reviewing this game as a beginner to the franchise. I've not played any other Street Fighter game. I'm not a hardcore Street Fighter fan. But I just got into this game. I bought it about a week ago, and I started playing it. This is my first Street Fighter game that I played, and I'm just going to tell you this now, and I'm going to review it as somebody who's just gotten into the Street Fighter series. So I just want to tell everybody that before they watch this review. So thanks, and enjoy. It's amazing that over 10 years has passed and Street Fighter is still dishing out awesome games with the most balanced and robust fighting system around. You're not going to find another game that's this balanced, as I said, with Street Fighter. And it's a really amazing game and really diverse. Most of the characters are different. Well, all of them are. None of them feel like copies of another player in the game, which is a big flaw that's ruining a lot of fighting games out here right now. There are many characters in this game, just like I said, and each of them has different powers and abilities to use. You're going to need some patience and skill to learn these powers and memorize them to use them in your fight, but the end result really pays off. You'll definitely find a favorite character to use throughout the whole game and online, but yeah, and it's really fun to actually get into a player and have fun with them. Because when I got into this game, I actually didn't expect much of a challenge, but I definitely got a challenge with this game, and it definitely challenged my skills in the fighting genre. I had to get used to it, but the fighting system is really amazing and diverse, and just really, it's a great tournament fighter to use, play against your friends. Even though there are really good people online, it's still a really enjoyable fighting system that you can play over and over and never get bored of. As a remake of the traditional or old school Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, it definitely looks a lot more better than the old version. But it's not groundbreakingly better than the other one. Even though a few of the backgrounds have been changed and some other little key elements like that. But it's changes like that, like to the clothing, the hair, the muscles, and all that, that really makes this game feel a little bit more HD for the current day gamers. And that's really what's going to bring a lot of newer generation players to this old school game. The presentation is really great. The remixed music from the original, I've heard a few of the original songs from Street Fighter, and they definitely made awesome new tracks that you can listen to, which are really amazing. I mean, from the first time you open the game, the beginning song, like, yeah, they totally remade it, but it's totally awesome and amazing. I actually prefer the remixed version to the original, even though the original is amazing. And you can either turn this on or off. You don't have to keep the remixed music, but it's definitely really great to have, as it's kind of like an extra feature. But it's definitely great that they added these kind of things into this game. There's not much to say about an arcade fighter. It doesn't really focus on the story as much as it does on gameplay. But even though the story in this game is pretty good, there isn't really any overwhelming story or anything. It's just an arcade fighter with different endings for different characters that you play with. You essentially take a character, you beat the single player arcade with them, and you get an ending. There's no cinema, there's no text or anything between each battle or during each battle or anything like that, but at the end you're treated to a cinema, or, well, a still and some text at the bottom that you read from, which I think is really original, and, well, not really original, but it's not that great of an ending, even though it is pretty classic, I would say. But it doesn't really do that much to fulfill all the hard work you put in to trying to beat the characters, because when I first came into this, it was a really tough game, and I really had to get used to it, and once I got used to it, I beat a few characters' stories, but the endings didn't really do it for me. They didn't really fulfill what I was, for all the hard work I put into it. They didn't really make me feel like all my hard work actually paid off. So, for the story, I'm going to knock down a few points. Comparing this game to Street Fighter 4 is something I would not do. This is a remake of an original, and it was released a year before, I would say, no, maybe a year or two before Street Fighter 4. It was just a little, like, a hole to fill in for the Street Fighter fans waiting for Street Fighter 4, and it's definitely a great game. It's only $14.99 on the PlayStation Network, and it's a really great deal that I got, and I was really happy with this purchase. The fighting is balanced and amazing. The newly added multiplayer. This is the first Street Fighter game with multiplayer. Is really great. The matches are really nice and smooth. No hiccuping or lag or anything. But I have been disconnected from a few games, but that was because of my internet connection. If you do have a really good connection, you'll probably never lag or drop a game. But other than that, there are tournaments you can play and different things like that. Quick games, just jump in and out. And it's just really great online play and really great fighting overall. So if you're definitely thinking of buying this game and you've never played any other Street Fighter game, I definitely recommend picking it up because it's only $15. But if you really have doubts, I recommend renting or trying Street Fighter 4 and seeing if you like that. If you do like that, then I definitely recommend checking out Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and you'll probably really like it. So that's my review on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.